I started teaching in 1966. Technically, this is the 50th. The first one wasn't as official, but I started in 1966 teaching 8th graders that were 18 and 19 years old. My name is Tom Vasold. I teach math here at Glenelg Country School. I've been here for 12 years. When I left college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And many of my friends from college were getting jobs teaching. I said, well, I'll do that. I'll get a job teaching until I find a real job. And here it is 50 years later, and I'm still at it. And that's been a surprise for me, I think. Currently, we're working on Over the Rainbow, which is one of my favorite songs, and we're working on an a cappella version of that to sing. We've just started learning the new arrangement, and that has always been a favorite song of mine.
Would you be at all comfortable singing a little bit right now?
No. We're just learning that song, so it's in the very early stages. Okay, when was the last time I cried? I cried when the Ravens ended up with a losing season. I was very upset. One of those things, they have good games and bad games, and it was awful. I cried when the Orioles were bad, but that lasted so long. They're about equal. I'm a big fan of both. I go to watch both games in both sports, and I'm a big fan of both, so I couldn't pick one over the other. Orioles play more games, but still couldn't pick them over the others. Best beach, I like Ocean City. There are other beaches around the country that are better, but I like Ocean City. It's a fun time. I think right now I'd like to take photography. I see the work that MEMI students produce, and I would love to learn to do more of that kind of work. No, I was only interested in school for sports when I was in high school. Math was one of my easier subjects, so when I got to college, I decided to major in math, and my only reason for choosing that was that I didn't have to write any papers. Well, it was a very different world. As I said, I taught 8th graders that were 18 and 19 years old, and back in those days, you didn't move from one grade to the next until you met certain standards, and if you didn't meet them, you stayed in that grade. I can remember a few students that were in 8th grade for 4 years, just to finally get to the point where they would meet some kind of standard. None of these folks ever graduated from high school, as you can imagine, because they'd have been 40 years old by that time. I'm retiring. I'm going home. Spend time with my family and do some traveling, some projects around the house, play a little bit more golf, just loaf a little bit. I like to smoke a cigar now and then and have my little sip of scotch now and then. I do. I've checked a few things off. My most recent that I checked off was to go skydiving. That was near the top of my list, and 2 years ago I did that down in North Carolina. We went up to 12,000 feet and jumped out of an airplane, which sounds really crazy, but it was wonderful, and I'll do it again whenever the opportunity presents itself. I want to go parasailing. I haven't done that one yet, and that's going to happen one of these days. On my bucket list, one item was to sing the national anthem at an Orioles game at Camden Yards, and I've been there, I think, 7 times now to do that, and the last 5 of which we sang both the Canadian and United States national anthems. I will miss the students, and I think if I were to stay here another 10 years and then leave, I would still miss the students. I'm going to miss bow tie Wednesdays. I have my bow ties, and I will rarely wear them on a Wednesday anymore after this. But it's been a fun thing. We started that in honor of Rod Chapman, because he would wear bow ties regularly, and I thought it would be a good tribute to him. And our students have picked up on it very well, and I will really miss that.